live. Yeah, we going live. Hey, we going live. Yeah, we going live. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
So, feel good final thought? We got two, y'all. Two today.
So, no on to the road today.
Yeah, we couldn't make up our minds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
we was like, we got both of these stories. Let's save one for next week. Nah, let's just scratch onto the real.
Yeah, do this now. So, yeah.
So, you told me about this story right here. The story about Dwyane Wade.
Yeah.
Being a commencement speaker.
Mm-hmm. At Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. And if you don't know, that's the Parkman, Florida. Okay, so Marjorie Douglas.
We back.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, where the mass shootings happened. Dwyane Wade was the commencement speaker because he has kind of adopted the school,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, feeling some kind of way clearly about what happened, and just feeling he was so touched by the whole situation, but particularly with Joaquin Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
one of the young men who was tragically murdered during this mass shooting. Was a huge Heat fan, and more so a huge Dwyane Wade fan. So much so to the point that when they had his funeral, he was buried in a Dwyane Wade jersey.
Wow. Yeah.
And so Dwyane Wade, I think that kind of just made him have such a personal connection to the school and what was going on, and so he surprised them. They had no idea he was coming. And so he came in and he did that for them. I've said this on many occasions. Feel good final thoughts for us come from when we get a good feeling, when we hear about it. For me, the situation that happened at that school was so tragic, but the feeling I got from the way that Dwyane Wade came through for them, like, that made me feel good. Like this guy, that was. Of course, I love Dwyane Wade, but
yeah.
And
I've been to Miami. That's really Wade County.
Okay.
It's really Wade County. Like, even the people who take pride in saying, they were made in Dade, like, even they consider it Wade County. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you gotta have it, be something. Just saying. I ain't mad at it. So, that's just a shout out to you, Dwyane Wade, for being a good guy and, stepping up to the plate for those kids and giving them something to smile about and be happy about after such a horrific, way that things went down for them. Man, and just side note, just so they said that literally they are thinking about destroying Columbine High School because it's almost like
a cloud around it.
They say it's almost like a sick, cultish feeling that's come about because of it.
Yeah. And
so they're thinking about destroying it. And I was like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah, I mean,
what is wrong with people?
If not destroy it, at least change the name.
Well, it'll still be the same building.
You just saying get rid of it, wipe it out. The energy.
Bye. Goodbye.
Yeah.
The energy is just.
Yeah. It's a bad feeling. So that was just a side note. So we had another feel good final thought.
Look, we could not decide between these two. We was like, no, we gotta keep both of them.
Oh my god!
Because after I heard this one, I was like, all right, this the one. And then you told me about the Dwyane Wade one.
Yeah. So yeah.
But Rosalie Fish.
Oh my gosh, y'all. This young lady, when I tell you,
18 years old.
Oh my God, and she was 17 at the time. 17 at the time. Just her bravery and her, let's be honest. When we were 17, 18 years old, we cared what people thought.
Oh, absolutely.
We cared what people thought. So her standing up in such a public and important time to speak against something she felt so strongly about was just fantastic. You tell them the story. I just did Dwyane Wade, so.
So she ran in what was the state championship
Washington.
in Washington State, and she had red paint on her face, and the red paint signified the murdered and the missing women.
It was hands.
Oh,
like,
it was
like hands
covering her face,
covering her mouth and like her face.
And so the hands signified the silence of the murdered and the missing women,
indigenous women.
Murdered and missing indigenous women from what was her tribe?
It's the Cowlitz tribe. Cowlitz tribe. Yeah. So she's Native American.
Right.
And anybody who knows about Native American culture knows that there's a
yeah, we were talking this the other day. Like it's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on the reservations. It is. Alcoholism is rampant, and so
violence.
Yeah, these so even what did I tell you? Like I gave you a number that was crazy. 10 times more likely that an indigenous woman is 10 times more likely to be murdered.
Yeah.
10 times. Come on, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that a lot in my time in Canada because there are a lot of tribes in Canada and stuff like that. So, and it's funny because the natives are kind of treated like the bottom of the barrel up there, which is crazy to see. And it's very sad, man. Like even the incarceration levels of natives and just it's crazy. It's crazy because it's like you say, the alcoholism and stuff like that. And their community is so strong and so deeply rooted in.
They real private and real. They want to keep everything in house as much as they can, and it ends up not being maybe the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's unfortunate, like that they were given this sovereign land with no infrastructure. In a way of not a lot of support.
A lot, none.
Well, yeah, and I was trying to be.
Okay.
I was trying to be a little generous.
Okay.
But no support,
Yeah.
And it kind of was a, like a something to pacify, indigenous people saying, we took your land, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go too political. Okay. We took your land. We're gonna give you something to, say we're sorry. Right. Here goes a little bit of land that you guys can do what you will with.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a lot of those stories.
I'm sorry, y'all can't see this. This picture is huge. I love this.
We'll make sure we post it on.
Yes, I love this picture because she dedicated each of her. By the way, this girl, let's get it clear now. She ain't no slouch either. She won 3 golds and 1 silver and the sportsmanship award during this meet. Okay.
Yeah. This
state meet that she was in, but she dedicated her 1,600 to one, her 800 to somebody, her 3,200 to somebody, and the 400 to somebody. One of some of the people who were missing and murdered and indigenous, and her shirt says "Merciless Indian Savages."
In quotes.
It just gives me chills, like just thinking about it. Like, man, and she. By the way, she had the hands on her face, but she also had the letters MWIW down her thigh as she was running. So, just shout out to her.
Yeah.
For her bravery to stand up for something she believes in. A lot of times we don't get involved with things until it happens personally. Something happens to us, and so I don't know if that's true. If it is, I'm sorry for your loss. If it's not, it's even more impressive to me that you standing up for people that you don't even know. But you know that they mean something to you.
Yeah. So the letters were MMIW.
Oh,
we kept trying to figure out like, what's that?
Yeah,
but it's
MMIW.
It's
murdered and missing indigenous women. Makes more sense
right
now. Yes, okay. MMIW. Yeah. So either way, she had that on her thigh, but I just thought that was really really brave of her.
Yeah.
Especially at 17 years old.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in this age of information, and any teenager and young person in general that's willing to take a stand and step out there, and ultimately, like you say, put your reputation, because it could be something just as controversial that can lose you scholarships.
Right.
Just something simple as a stand and ignorance to it, like people not knowing, and what something means to you. It's beyond brave, and not only that, to be a beast and do it.
Right. Yeah.
It says even more. It's one thing for somebody to do it, and you be I don't want to say mediocre, but to do it and to say, okay, hey, these obviously, if you're gonna dedicate something to someone, I gotta win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't dedicate it to you coming third. I can't dedicate it to you. It's like, I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna dedicate this to a cause, and I'm going to represent them in the ultimate way. And it's very brave, and just something, like you say. It once again, it's just the uniqueness of sports.
Yeah.
That's why I'm such an advocate for it. It teaches character. It teaches a lot of different things. It teaches you teamwork. It teaches you not to be selfish. And a lot of people don't understand why people gravitate to athletes so much. It's because you have to be. You can't be selfish.
Right.
You can't be selfish. And
you can try to be.
You can try, but it won't. It never works out that way. And a lot of our young people are starting to stand up for causes and do stuff because they understand the platforms that they have.
Right.
Absolutely. Shout out to Righting Our Wrongs, by the way, because they just Vox Communications just came out with publication for where they were at the Campbellton YMCA with the teen group there, and those kids talked about their communities and what they wanted to see different, and so they did video. And it came out, and so shout out to Righting Our Wrongs and to the Y at Campbellton for that, because that was awesome.
It's definitely time to listen, and that's why I think we're all so passionate about what we do, because we understand that more than anything, the youth have a voice, and if you just shut up and listen to them, you might actually learn something.
You might learn something.
You might just learn something.
You're right about that.
Not only about them, but about yourself.
Right.
Because a lot of them have great ideas, and they're actually a lot further ahead than we were because of the access they have to everything. So a lot of them have a lot of questions. A lot of them have a lot of things they want answered, and we cannot turn away. We have to find them the resources that they need, and or they gonna go find them on their own, and then
be questioning whether it's right or not. And
not only that too, you say them.
Some of them answers they
get on their own, but I do want to know that I'm gonna have some people that's gonna take care of me when I get a little older.
Right.
Lord Jesus, please.
Because
yes, Lord.
They won't take care of you.
No, you're right.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
so
Lord.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I bumped into Joe Biden yesterday too.
Really?
At the gathering spot. Just sitting there, he just walks in.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that was a cool experience for me.
I bet.
Did you get you chop it up with him or?
I didn't want to do the political. We let Desi talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, we let him talk to him, but yeah, we was sitting there because we had a meeting for him, and we just kept looking around. We like, man, this must be something important going on,
right?
Because you see the Secret Service guy,
yeah.
And we like, well, and then his whole PR team and like staff that's up on his black.
I believe it.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, front to back, everybody that was there, PR team, anybody is all black. So it made sense. And shout out to Ryan down at the gathering spot too, because it's two brothers that own that.
Oh no, okay.
I think they would have to.
Oh man.
He gonna be mad.
I know. It's either Hampton or Howard.
You know what?
So if he had to say Hampton
I did. Which one is in DC?
Howard.
Okay, it's Howard then.
Oh, good.
Because
you can feel better about it.
I do.
He feel better now.
They have a gathering spot in
DC.
In DC.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah. It's a dope workspace. You liable to see anybody in there.
And clearly, Joe
Keisha Bottoms.
Right.
You just had
Atlanta got a man named Keisha.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's funny because I said, yeah, Keisha walked in there. And it's
I cannot. Y'all stop.
Yeah, Keisha walked in there. She just was
Oh
in
my
there.
God.
But yeah, if you haven't been, you should go.
I haven't.
Yeah, they got a nice restaurant on the inside. I'm doing a commercial, y'all.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Look,
But no,
we'll
like,
take that.
you
We'll
gotta
take
save
that. Go
money.
ahead.
Look.
But
But yeah,
it's
it's a dope spot. Like I said, 2 young black men started it, and to see the wave that's coming through there, I mean,
yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah. A friend of mine said one day he was in there, he just sitting, and it's the CEO of Chick-fil-A just sitting beside him, like he's just a regular dude.
Yeah.
You know, he said just having a regular conversation. So yeah,
That's awesome. Okay.
That's
Well, I'm going to
that's
make
how
my
they
way
be.
there.
Yeah.
Look, I might need to go to work there every day. Like, yeah, just sit up here and see who I can meet.
Right.
bumping to some people in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we at the end. Anything else you want to talk about, Corey? I know you got a lot going on.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about some stuff you got cooking and you got going on.
So right now from the sports side, I'll be hosting Morgan Burnett's football camp that he does along with my DB 101 team. So that'll be our first major affiliation with the camp. So I'm excited about that. Just got a phone call about that earlier today. Along with, DB 101, we're building our content daily. Shout out to Josh and OD, Oliver Davis, who both work with me. Josh Jones and Oliver Davis. So shout out to those guys, both are dope trainers, doing great work out here as well. New breed, we're constantly working. We got our sister here. We're ready to take this new chapter. And then also just a lot of things with Desi Banks, my client who I manage, former Georgia State football player, social media influencer, actor, comedian, all that good stuff. So just doing everything with that and continuing to move forward.
Yeah.
In all our endeavors here.
That's what's up.
Doing shows and it's work, man. It's work. It's a lot of work, but it's fun, and I'm able to see everything come full turn. So the whole objective is to turn this into a full management company. For
On to the real.
For athletes.
See, we got one in anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my vision, is to create something for entertainment, but also for our side of it, because I do feel that we need the Stephanies and the Jamias a part of these young men's life.
Right.
Not only helping with, like you say, the field stuff of building camps, but maybe getting them endorsements. Opportunities outside of that, having a PR team on staff, having a set of agents that you can trust on staff, having financial. Like, I want a one-stop shop that you can come to and you don't have to go outside that source. And they could come and you have somebody that you can trust.
Right.
And it be there, because it's hard when you get to them spots and you got people tugging from left and right, and you don't know who to trust. You don't know, who is gonna actually help and do that. So just want to build that for these guys to be able to come to and help them. Like I said, even if it's just transitioning back into the real world.
Right.
What do you want to work in? An opportunity for internships and stuff like that. So a one-stop shop, not just training. That's my overall vision with what I'm doing, is to provide that one-stop shop.
Awesome.
That sounds good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, let's go happen.
Yeah.
I speak things into existence.
We work
already
too.
said,
Some folks like to talk and don't want to do it.
No,
We gotta work.
we work.
Woo!
Trust me, we work.
It's a lot of work, but that's our thing. So.
Okay.
Good.
All right, people. Well, hope you enjoyed today.
Yeah. Well, you guys are on IG, so IG Feel to the Real.
Yeah.
CPTWO number 9, so CP29.
And the Advantage Coach.
Oh, look, I never give my.
You gotta plug your.
I never
social.
do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I never. It's okay.
Oh.
The Advantage Coach. That's what it is. The Advantage Coach.
So hit us up.
Why is the Advantage Coach though? You gotta tell these people why.
You know what?
How many advantages?
I never
come with doing. Come on now.
I know you don't be the one to self promote.
I don't. I do not.
You know what I'm saying? The people gotta know. People gotta know.
Come on, man.
Man, no, but
we'll step back and we'll do the dance behind you, but they gotta know.
Oh my gosh. So I am I'm an internationally certified life coach.
Mm-hmm. Come on, keep them rolling.
And so my thing is working with athletes to help them to really understand purpose. And so when I do what I do, I feel like it's an advantage, and that's why I call myself the advantage coach, because if you understand who you are outside of the sport, then I feel like you've given yourself a leg up, basically, in life, and getting yourself in a place. So no matter what happens, if you look at the people who already understand who they are outside of the sport, you see them, they're doing things even while they're playing to blaze that trail, like a LeBron. Or when Kobe was like a Kobe, like they set themselves up to go for when it's over, that doesn't mean it's over.
Right.
And so for me, that's always been my passion, and the reason I started coaching, life coaching athletes, was because of this, and just seeing the ones who have such a hard time transitioning when it's time, whenever the sport is over for them. So that's why I work with New Breed Works or Feels for Real. Or for myself personally, if it's somebody that I'm working with individually, it's important for them to know who they are. Purpose is key. Knowing your purpose is key. And so that's kind of my niche in this whole thing, is just helping you figure out who you are outside of the sport.
Oh, I know. I didn't know if they do. You know. I didn't know if
Thank
they
you,
do.
my brothers.
I didn't know. We just have to make sure that they know. Right. Wow. But even it's funny because even like I'm becoming an advocate for us having actual exit interviews for players too.
Oh yeah.
Like not only like you say, can we make sure that you're actually
ready.
Mentally ready to transition on to the real world,
thing,
right? Because like, man,
it's serious.
Yeah. Once you come out of that vortex,
life begins.
Man,
real
life. It's been rolling. Right. It's like you hit the ground. And it's like
you get a pat.
Oh, it's already been. Oh, this been going on. Like, yeah.
You get
so
that pat on the back and thank you for your service.
Yeah. Send you on your way.
Here's
your golden ticket.
Yeah, right.
Collect whatever you got and hey, now your game starts.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. Like it's like you go so many years, and I can only imagine. Like I said, I did 9 years. I can only imagine for guys like you say, Kobe. Those it's easier for them because but for guys who like you said, you've been doing it, and you've been expecting it, and then it's like, boom.
Yeah.
So that's our goal, right?
Yeah,
that's what we want.
Absolutely. From high school all the way through. Whenever it's over, I want you to know who you are.
Right.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, y'all.
We will see you guys next week. These clips will, I guess if
you watch it right now, you don't need to see clips.
But yeah, they'll be on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Anchor. Any way you listen to podcasts. Peace.
Peace.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.